We're back in the shop with our DemiLune table. Welcome back to the Secret Underground Lair. Today will be a little bit of cleanup. We're going to trim off these ends and then give everything a good sand down to 120. And then it goes off to the paint shop. So that's today's video. Prepping and painting. Enjoy. Trim off these ends with my flush trim saw. Very small bit of wood there. I'll do the same for the other side. Yeah, you may have noticed I was doing the other side. This little flush trim saw is a neat little saw because just by pressing that little button there, it flips around so I can do left-handed cuts or right-handed cuts. Nice little saw. It was a cheap one, but it works. All right, and I had one little spot that I wanted to fill. Little blemish in the top. So I have a little blemish there that I'm going to fill in. And while that's setting, we're going to be sanding all of this off, this whole business. Okay, while that sets up, I'm just going to use some 80 grit sandpaper by hand and just cut off the bits that I put, the wood filler that I put on first to the edge, and then I'll tackle where it butts up against the leg. You may notice I'm being a little aggressive with the sandpaper here. I'm actually rounding off these corners a little bit too. I want that to be a very soft feel. I'll do the same on this piece here. Okay, now I'm just going to do a little bit of a chamfer where it meets the front of the leg. Though I am debating whether or not to go flush. We're pretty close. Well, maybe not flush. Close, but not flush. Okay, I think I'm going to use a small file for that. But in the meantime, I'm just going to go over some of the filler that's on the face here. I'm just getting rid of the sharpness on the front edge of the table here. Okay, let's try using a little tiny file to get these bits adjusted right. I said a little file, I meant one. So that's just taking off the sharpness. As you run your finger over there, your finger kind of glides over that joint now, as opposed to here, where you can really feel a sharp edge. So just that little bit has made quite a difference. Yeah, I like that. So I'm doing it on the, do that on the lower extremity here too. You can't see where I'm going. I'm gonna do that down here as well. I think this one actually could be sanded down a little more. Okay, I think I'm ready now to go after the 120. All right, I'm back with some 120 grit sandpaper, and I'm just going to go over the entire table, top to bottom, just lightly, because there'll be some primer put on this piece, which will be sanded down to 220 before the final coat of paint. Okay, that's the face here, the top, so onto the legs. So the legs have been cut off square, and what I want to make sure, I have a little bit of a chamfer on the bottom of the leg. So again, I'm going back to the 80 grit sandpaper, and I'm just going to make that little chamfer. Doesn't take a lot. There we are, that's one edge done. So I'm just going to do that around all four legs, and I'll give you a close-up when I'm finished with that. Okay, so there's the little chamfer that we put on the top of each leg. Just a little bit of a little shape to it. So I'll get on with sanding the rest of the legs. So sanding is complete, and I just thought I'd point out on the inside of the table here on the back, I only used one little connector. I had originally thought about using two, but I only needed one. And I have screws going through the back here and here into the legs. So the back is held on firmly, held to the top firmly, Yeah, I think we're just fine. So really happy overall with the result of this table. Sanding is complete. Next step will be some primer. So a couple errands to run over the next day or two, but we'll come back and I'll show you this table when it's primed, and then I'll show it again when we have the final coat on it. There we are. There's our table complete. Not bad for a couple pallets. Actually, a single pallet. Anyway, thanks again. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.